Hi, in this video we'll focus on creating and migrating views within Microsoft Project. So in order to do that, we first probably need a view or a report that we want to create. So if we take a look at the next slide here, you'll see two different screenshots or two different reports that's being requested, one of which is activities with the finish date of yesterday, and another one is activities with the finish date of today. Now, the thing that's key about this about these reports is the way that the fields are laid out. So that's where we'll focus first. We'll focus on the laying out of these fields. Before we actually begin to apply the filter to get the actual data that we need. So in order to do that, let us now move to Microsoft Project. You'll notice that the fields are WBS, ID, and status. That's the first few fields. So if we move over to Microsoft Project, we've got a project schedule here. It's currently within the Gantt chart view. And what we want to do is we want to create a new view. And maybe we'll first, instead of focusing on the Gantt chart view, maybe we'll look at, we'll start from the task sheet, which is basically the same view as the Gantt chart view. However, it does not contain the timeline, which is over here on the right. So starting from this task sheet view, I'm now going to click on View, Other Views, and I'm going to say Save View. And maybe we'll call this, maybe we'll just call this view the activity report. How about that? We'll say activity report. And now we click on OK. You'll notice that the words activity report are here, as we are now in the activity report view. So again, within the activity report view, now we want to focus on getting the right columns within this view. Again, the first column was WBS and then ID. So if we look here, we've already got WBS, and now if we just insert the column called ID, we bring that into the view. We can probably hide this task mode column for now. The other thing, let's go back, let's see. Status and then activities or task name. So we do have a field in Microsoft Project called status, and it works automatically to show what's on schedule and what's not. Actually, probably a better view would be the let's insert the column, and I'll just insert this one as well, called the status indicator. And so that one brings in a kind of a graphic that also depicts whether or not the task is late or on schedule or complete. So I'll put both those fields here in this view. The other field that's needed here, we've got task name. Instead of using the deadline field, we'll use the field called finish within our view. So we don't need duration or start, so we could hide those fields. We will use the column called finish. I'm not fluent in Italian, but I think that probably stands for dependencies, which I think that word probably means dependencies, which in Microsoft Project equates to predecessor. And so predecessor and then the owner. So that would be the resource name. So I'm going to hide the notes column. I'll hide the new column. And so now I'm going to now click on File, Save As to save my whole project schedule before I make any additional changes. We'll just call this version 1. Okay, so now we've got this this view created with, and maybe we'll even take we'll hide that indicator column. Also, you'll notice sometimes you get a little bit of residue there across the top. So I just kind of slid that across to show the columns as they should appear. So the next thing that we would want to do is Um, Again, taking a look at the report that we're trying to hit, we now have all of the fields available to us that we're wanting to report on. So now we're wanting to apply a filter. So instead of looking at all of our project tasks, we just want to focus on the tasks or activities which have a finish date of yesterday. So if we go back to our Microsoft project schedule, we must click on outline and then say show all subtasks. Okay, and now what we can do is simply click on the finish date, the drop down for the finish date, and we can say filter for, and we can say filter for uh, equals, and equal to, we would just pick yesterday's date, which would be to February 9th, February 9th, February. Actually, let's pretend, just for giggles, let's pretend that today is the, pretend that today is the 8th, February the 8th, and we're wanting to look at tasks for the date of yesterday, which is February the 7th. So we apply this filter. We say February 7th, February 7th of 2019, and now click on OK. And now there's one more thing that we would want to do to tweak this view up just a bit, and that is we would want to group this view by we're going to create, this is a one-time thing here. We'll create a new group by, and we'll call this a project. And if we select, say, project there, and select project here from our drop down, now we say apply. And so now we can see out of our entire project schedule, we get to see exactly the information that's contained or was requested within this activity with the finish date of yesterday view. So now that I have this information, because this is exactly what's being requested, let's pretty this up just a little bit. What I could do now is I could simply take a screenshot of this. I'm using a print screen on my keyboard, and if I come here, I can now paste this wherever I want it, and maybe do a little bit of cropping to get the exact report I want. So just kind of crop this down. And crop this like this. So now, so that I guess that's a couple different things we did there. I showed you how to create the view. I showed you how to apply the filter for activities with the finish date of yesterday. I showed you how to grab that information out of Microsoft Project and put it into some other type report. One other thing I like to do here, just to kind of pretty things up a little bit, I like to make a little black outline around this, just so it kind of stands out a little bit. And so that's how you would create the view and then incorporate the details from that view into a report for yesterday. And so now I'll show you with that view already created, I'll show you how easy it is to get the report for with the finish date of today. So I'll go back now. I'll just kind of go back to the Gantt chart view, and I'm within the Gantt chart view. You can see here, I've got looking at the entire project. I'm actually going to turn on the, now I'm just going to show you it's the entire project. But if I want to navigate back to that reporting view, if I right click here, now I go to the activity report view. So that's one click. And now I click on the drop down for the finish, and I say filter, and I say is equal to, and instead of yesterday, again, pretending that today was the 7th, if I say that now maybe it's the next day. Sorry, there's no 8th in here, so we'll say today is January 9th, and I select that date. And now if I click on OK, it'll scan across the entire project and quickly pull back the activities with the date of today. So I could again just take that print screen, drop that into wherever I need to report, and crop that up real quickly to get just the data I need to show. And with just those few clicks, again, with just those few clicks, now you've got the information right out of project into whatever report wherever you need it to appear. So if I just again put that black line around there, now I'm good, and I'll click on save on that. So again, I've showed you how to create the view and save the view within Microsoft Project. I've shown you how to take that data from Microsoft Project and put it into a report format. And so now the last thing that I want to do is I want to show you how to I'll migrate or move back to I'll now move back to the Gantt chart view. I'll now say view and then outline level 1, just so you'll realize that we're kind of back to square one. I'm going to now click on save. And so what I'll do now is I'm going to show you how to take that view that we created within this Microsoft Project schedule, and I'll show you how to migrate the view from I'll show you how to migrate that existing view from this schedule into a brand new schedule. So if I say File, New, I'll just take a blank project, and we'll just call this guy, we'll say File, Save As, we'll browse, and we'll put this alongside our other project. So let me just browse and put this here with the other project. And we'll just call this test project. Test project. So I've got my test project here. And so starting from my test project, what I want to do is I'm going to use something called the organizer. The organizer will let us copy or migrate various components from one project schedule to another. So to get to the organizer, you click on File, and then here's Organizer. And on the left side, you'll see that it says Global, but I'm going to start with the schedule that I built that view in. So this is the schedule I want to start from. This is my original schedule. And then the next thing I want to do is you'll see that I'm sitting here on Views. I'm on the Views tab, and here's this activity report. And you'll notice that the activity report is not within the newly created test project. So View tab. So again, I'm within my Microsoft Project Plan, the version 1, where we created that activity report view. I'm within Organizer under the View tab. I click on that activity report, and I click on Copy. Okay, so that's step number 1. But there's a second step that you must complete, and that is you need to bring across another component called a table. And if I click on the tables view, if I click on the tables tab, you'll see that I have the activity report table, and I also need to copy it across. So now it's sitting in my test project. So now if I click close here, and I go back, now within the test project, if I right click here, you'll notice that activity report now appears within this project schedule. So with that being said, I believe that completes this video on how to create a view within Microsoft Project, how to create a view that contains the reporting data that you requested here, and I also showed you how to then migrate that view as well as table from one project schedule into another. So I think that meets the requirements for what you requested, and I hope this helps. I hope this helps. Thank you very much.